How's things?
What can I do for you?
Can we talk about the Bull's Chargers?
Best company you'll find from here to the Anderfells. In my time with the Chief, we've gone up against everything from bandits to magic trees. We're expensive, but you'll never doubt we're worth it. Want to know anything in particular?
You said something about everything from bandits to magic trees. I'll admit to some curiosity.
Right. Sylvans. That's what Dalish called them. Apparently spirits can possess trees, too. Some noble in the Dales, and they really don't like it when you call them Dalish nobles, had a haunted forest. His family had abandoned the land, but he wanted it back. The Chief bought us all axes, and in we went. Between the axes and the torches, the Sylvans weren't too bad. Worst part was the squirrels.
I am loving Krem's armor.
Do the Chargers specialize in anything from a tactical standpoint?
Bull doesn't want us large enough to work as an army. We're better as shock troops, as skirmishers. We've got archers for hitting enemy infantry, Dalish with more archery, and Skinner and her people on the flanks. Rocky handles fortifications and traps, and Stitches keeps us all fighting. They mostly hold back. I'll lead the frontline fighters with Grim, and the Chief goes wherever he can hit something.
Are there rules for how mercenaries operate?
If you don't want some noble to treat you like bandits, yes. There's also a code of conduct most companies hold to. Keeps things civilized on the battlefield. We accept surrenders for ransom from mercenaries, nobles, and soldiers wearing a lord's colors. Our prisoners are treated well, injuries tended. We'd want the same for any of ours who got captured.
Nice.
We'll talk later.
They've got good form. Cullen's putting his Templar training to good use.
Did Cullen tell you he was a Templar? He's not wearing the armor.
He didn't have to. Might not be a Templar shield, but it's a Templar holding it. He angles the shield just a bit down. Helps direct fire or acid away, so it doesn't spray right into your face. Kanari learned the same thing when we trained to fight Tevinter mages. Your Templar's doing good work.
I love seeing a character who's designed like Iron Bull see these little social quirks in people. It makes me so happy to see that combination of features.
I'm impressed by what Cullen has accomplished with the troops.
Damn right. It takes time to build a group into a team, but he's got their loyalty. Now he just needs them to make a decent shield wall, and they'll be good to go. Biggest problem for the Inquisition right now isn't on the front line. It's at the top. You've got no leader, no Inquisitor.
The Inquisition has done all right so far without an Inquisitor.
That's because all we've needed so far is damage control, reaction. A group can handle that. Once you've sealed the breach, it's gonna be time to make decisions. Someone's gonna have to step up. Who knows? Maybe you sealed the breach. The Chantry gets off its ass and all those soldiers go home and get fat.
You think?
It could happen. It won't, but it could.
I love it. It's so good.
Yes?
I'd like to get to know you better.
You would?
Is that a problem?
Not entirely. I'm just curious as to your motivation.
He is. He's really good.
You're a very suspicious person.
Aw.
You know that?
When it's warranted.
I can see why you have so many friends.
As you wish.
You're
My
so
name is
sassy.
Cassandra Pentecost, daughter of the Royal House of Navarra, 78th in line for the Navarran throne. I joined the Seekers of Truth as a young woman, and was with the Order until they withdrew from the Chantry. I remained as the Divine's right hand, carrying out her order to form the Inquisition. And here we are. That's all there is to know, my lord.
You're a member of Navarra's royal family.
The Pentecosts Pentecosts are a very large clan. Half of Cumberland could say the same.
Really?
No, but it feels that way. I have hundreds of relatives so distant they need charts to prove we're related at all. And they have them. Oh yes. The Pentecosts value their precious blood like it runs with gold.
And you joined the Seekers to get away from that?
It was a life worth getting away from. The Pentecosts are famed for dragon hunting, but few actually pursue the craft. Most are fat and lazy. They pay lip service to the Maker and care only for idle pleasures and past glories. My brother was all that kept me in Navarra. Once he was gone, so was I.
Tell me about your brother.
I would prefer not to speak of Anthony. Another time, perhaps.
You don't seem to like your homeland much.
My family polluted it for me. What little I saw of my homeland was through the bars of a gilded cage. My uncle treated me like a porcelain doll to be placed on a shelf and dusted only when necessary. Thus I did not see Navarra, the real Navarra, until much later. By then I realized I knew it not at all.
Wow.
Your uncle. What about your parents?
They had the misfortune of taking the wrong side in the second attempt to overthrow King Marcus. The king executed them, but spared my brother and I since we were family, and children at the time. Thus we were raised by my uncle, a mortale Tarsi who preferred the company of his corpses to the living.
Yeah.
Your uncle was a Mortalitasi?
A death mage. He still is. My countrymen do not burn the dead, they bury them in special crypts. The mortale Tarsi supervise the crypts, like priests. Uncle Vestalis oversees the grand necropolis. Nevarans spend more time honoring dead relatives than they do with living ones.
Interesting.
It is odd to be so fascinated with death and its trappings. I will never understand it.
So you were the right hand to the Divine.
To Divine Justinia, yes. And Divine Beatrix before her, in fact. The position is normally reserved for Templars of the Knights Divine, but my circumstances were unusual.
Unusual how?
You don't know the story? Thank the Maker. I will tell you if you wish, but it isn't as exciting as some drum it up to be. The short version is that I once saved the previous Divine's life. My reward was becoming her right hand.
But what does a right hand do exactly?
What is your hand capable of? It gives, it takes, it beckons. It makes a fist. Liliana and I extended the Divine's reach beyond the Grand Cathedral. We went where she could not. After Beatrix, I was tired of the position and wanted to return to the Seekers. But Justinia convinced me to stay. Her vision for the future gave me hope.
You thought she could really change things?
Justinia knew the war was coming long before it began. She tried to avert it, but the forces arrayed against her were too strong. Sometimes you have to break a bone so it can be reset. That's where the Inquisition comes in. It was to be the answer. A means to preserve as well as an agent for change. I only wish she had lived to see it.
I'll let you get back to work.
I really like Cassandra. It's really interesting.
Yes?
Why would Templars break away from the Chantry?
The Order believes the Chantry no longer supports their efforts. Not to the extent they should.
What do you think of the people you work with?
Who do you mean?
Are you satisfied with the Inquisition's forces?
Our numbers are small, but they suit our needs for the time being. Some Templars have joined us instead of following the Order. They've proven invaluable in training new recruits.
That makes sense. Are you with anyone? Yeah.
How do you like working with Liliana?
The Inquisition would not exist without her. I may not always agree with her methods, but she's more passionate about our cause than anyone. Cassandra may have declared the Inquisition publicly, but Liliana is
Hello,
just as
Iliara Drake. How are you, my friend? How's
What do you
things
think of
today?
our ambassador?
We have little in common. How she delights in meeting with nobles all day is beyond me. But I enjoy working with her.
I should let you get back to work.
See reason to say.
50-50, how is everyone? I am alright. I am definitely still sore from the 80 squats 2 days ago. So that is noticeable. But we are trying to get through some main story
I shall embrace the light.
here in Dragon Age. See what we can do. Alright. I want to go over inventory really quickly since we are here. Let's see. I have Bane of Red Crossing equipped, which is going to be the best option that I have right now. Let's have a look at Sarah and see if Sarah needs a better bow. Gurney is the DA lore guru. I am getting better, I think. I am not the best yet, but I'm getting better. I have lots of like related information as well, I think. So that's kind of fun. But we're getting better. We're getting better. All right. I don't have anybody else that's using daggers right now, so I am going to move these daggers to the valuables. I only have Solus right now for a mage. We do have the one. We're gonna give Blackwall the longsword. Is it worth hanging on to the bow? I kind of want to hang on to the ornate longbow. But I have Sarah using daggers right now instead of a bow. She would probably prefer a bow, honestly. And that means we can carry less. That's not what I wanted. Thank you, brain. For doing the exact opposite of what I wanted. But I'm working on it. I am definitely getting farther into like the fandom space with Dragon Age though, which is nice. Like, it has been a really long time since I have been truly excited about a fandom like people can be. And so it's really nice for me to find something new that I can really like dive into and enjoy. So that's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun. All right, so we're gonna start with some helmets here. Blackwall does not have a helmet at all. Will we ever get a helmet that Iron Bull can wear? Is that a thing? All right. This apprentice armor is not as good. Can Iron Bull wear any armor? Does he ever have different armor on? Because I kind of feel like he doesn't get different armor. He just always looks the same. I enjoy that. That's good. I like it. It's hilarious. Alrighty. I think that's gonna cover our warriors. Do we have anything that needs to be traded out for our rogues here? Ooh, good. Got a mercenary coat. Alright, so that can go. Warrior only. Level 13. Okay, so that's going to be over skilled for everybody. Which is fine. We're going to do accessories. Belt of resistance might be good for Iron Bull. Oh no, he's got the belt of urgency. Small boost to attack speed. See, that's gonna be better. And we'll give him another lunge and slash ring. That'll be good. Oh, these guys don't have any rings on them. Sure, that works. All right. All right. I'm good with that for right now. So let's save. Now that that is all done. And so let's get rolling, shall we? And see what we can do. So we need to return to the war room, but since we're here in town, I want to make sure that we talk to everybody before we do. What is this? Oh, Blackwell has something going on. Also, why is he all the heckin' way over there?
Walk safely, Herald of Andraste. Travel safely.
We also need to sell some stuff here. Blackwell, why are you way over here, buddy?
Make her look at it. So much easier to ignore when it's far away. And to actually walk out of it, to be that close.
Tipsy Tiger, thank you very much for the hydrate. Appreciate it.
If I hadn't been saved by Inquisition soldiers, I don't know what would have happened.
Inquisition soldiers? That's not what I've heard. The Breach, the Divine's death, the Wardens. It doesn't make sense. There's so much we don't know.
Your help will be invaluable. Is it we already?
Your experience with the Wardens will certainly be useful.
Mostly the treaties, I expect. Old parchments you're welcome to. What about you? How do you fit into all this?
I'm not sure yet.
It's been a whirlwind. It's hard to say where I fit.
I guess we'll have to figure that out. For me, I'll be satisfied so long as we find the bastards that killed the Divine. They owe us some answers.
Interesting. He's very invested in that. Let's do some selling here. Excellent. Helpful. Back down to 21 inventory weight. That's useful. Why do you still have an exclamation point on you, sir? Sir? What quest are you trying to give me?
I've heard rumors of abandoned
There
warden
we go.
camps all over these parts. If we have time, I'd like to take a look. See if there's anything we can salvage.
Let's talk about the Grey Wardens. You must know a lot about them.
Ah, the wardens. I'm afraid we're less exciting than we seem.
Thanks. So helpful.
The Blight's been over for 10 years. What do wardens do when the world's not ending?
There is still Darkspawn. Just because we killed so many in Ferelden doesn't mean they're gone. And the world is not so peaceful that there's no use for good men with swords. Sometimes you have to figure out for yourself what the pledge to protect others really means. It's not always about just archdemons and blights.
Where were you during the Blight?
I was in Ferelden, on my own like always. Quietly killed my fair share of Darkspawn too.
You haven't had contact with other wardens for a while. Why were you on your own?
It's what I've always done. Recruitment only requires one man. Besides, I've always been a loner. Works best for everyone that way.
So you have no idea where the rest of the wardens are?
Do you find that odd? The Blight is over. We don't need an organized force. And orders don't change much from day to day. For the last 1,000 years or so, it's been just find Darkspawn, kill them, repeat as necessary.
Let's continue this at another time.
As you
Good.
wish.
Yes,
I'll
excellent.
be here if you need me.
Also, I find it interesting that he's noticeably shorter. But especially in dialogue, than the MC. There's a weird hill thing happening here. But during that dialogue, he was noticeably shorter than the main character. Which I find interesting. I don't know if anybody else notices this. Do you see a lot in games that the main character is the tallest character among people? Unless you can actively choose a short. Hey! Hey! You stole my mouse cursor. Excuse me. I just... my mouse is not connected to my controller in this game, but I did definitely just watch my mouse cursor fly. Fly across the window. Why you open menu? I don't know. just like that, I guess. Okay, where am I going? We haven't talked to Varric this go around. So let's go talk to Varric. Because I want to talk to everybody before we go up to the war room.
Those who steal from their brothers and sisters do harm to their livelihood and to their peace of mind. Our Maker sees this with a heavy heart.
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
Alright.
Thanks, Varric.
We have nothing new. Nothing new from Varric here. Caffeinate. Thank you for the caffeinate.
Blackwall. Seems to be a good one.
Chasing the Lord Seeker, I hear. Anyone who thinks they need Lord in front of the name, that's bad. Bet he's got a portrait taller than he is. That's your first clue to a total arse. Fact.
Tell me about yourself.
What about me?
You're skilled. Who taught you how to use a bow?
No one.
That seems unlikely.
What? I picked it up here and there. Mostly it just makes sense. It's not like that for you.
Only when I'm boasting. I love that.
Usually it takes considerable discipline. Hence my question.
Look, I work at it. Practice a little. Not like Cullen and his pets. I mean, you miss, then you don't. Is it that hard to see when it's wrong?
Elf thing.
Most I know couldn't find an arrow sitting on it. Right. Maybe I just make it look easy in shite company. Fact still is, no teacher. Where would I find one in alleyways anyway?
Welcome into Mount Shade Village. Hello and welcome, new villager. How we doing today? Welcome in. Is it Keen? You pronounce it Keen?
How about the basics? Where are you from?
Ferelden?
I got that from the accent. Where in Ferelden?
All over? Okay, fine. Denerim for a bit. South, north, wherever I want.
There are no connections you want to mention at all?
Nope.
How very Canary of you.
What?
Never mind.
Good, right?
You're not like most of the elves I've met.
Thanks, right? Or was that an insult? Suppose I could go barefoot and whine more. Like that's soulless, right? Never be as good as we were. Well, who's we? I'm just fine.
There's a lot of tradition there. Should it just be thrown away?
Your great-grandfather's dead. Why aren't you dead? You're throwing away tradition.
That makes sense to you?
None of it does in the city. That's why I'm not like an elf.
Oh man, I love this game. The dialogue is delightful. I'm certainly enjoying it. Zombie Muffin, how are you, my friend? It's lovely to see you back in Mountain Shade Village. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. But yes, this is my first playthrough with any of the Dragon Age games. I am certainly enjoying it, and I understand Bioware has another one coming up soon. I am not dead!
Greetings.
Excellent. Good. Glad to hear it.
We'll talk later. Goodbye.
Well, fine, Solus. Don't have anything new to say. I see how you are. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it, and like Skyrim, I'm having the worst time trying to stay on track with the main quest line, of course. Where is Liliana? Liliana's in that, like, war tent, right? There we go. I am getting annoyed over silly little things, though, like the fact that Liliana has weird armor stuff going on her costume. Like, why did the devs texture her armor that way? It's so annoying.
It seems Blackwall knows nothing about the disappearance of the Grey Wardens. It's a disappointment. I am, however, glad that he is with us, even if he was not what I expected. He seems to be a good man, and his experience will be an asset to the Inquisition. As for the other Wardens, I suppose we will have to keep looking.
I know, right? It's a tiny bit easier to get through the main line, but not by much. Yeah, one of the nice things is that at the very least you can like open up the journal and do just that quest line. Like the quest menu is very much easier to navigate than the Skyrim one was if you want to be very specific about what you're looking for, which is
Anything
nice.
I should know?
I have nothing to report at the moment.
Very well.
I'll leave you to your work.
Thank you for this very enlightening conversation. I actually finished Dragon Age. I have attempted Skyrim half a dozen times and I have yet to finish the story. Well, and like, you can do so much without actually even touching the main storyline. As long as you get through, like, taking the first bit of information to the Jarl.
Demon essence is dangerous.
Why are you so angry?
No, it's fine. What may I do? Tell him we'll have it for him as soon as we can.
What do the people make of us?